This video is breaking down exactly how you can book meetings with 7 and even 8-figure founders. I have done this more times than I can count, and I want to break down exactly how I can do it and how you can do it too. So this video is perfect if you have absolutely no idea how you book meetings with your dream whale clients. This will be perfect for you. So every single business, at least every single good business, my iPad just fell. Every single good business has clients that they love to work with. People who think, oh man, this would just change the business, okay? These are those kind of people that we're looking to work with, all right? And that's what this video is all about. So first and foremost, because the internet is full of people that are full of nonsense. So why am I even qualified to say this? Because you don't know who the hell I am, which is very fair. So my name is Dan James, and I'm the founder of a content agency called Thakos, former agency, and I scaled with these methods I'm gonna talk about today. And my new offer is a business called Linko, where I create absolutely ridiculous outreach for people. And I have the best outreach ever. Now, since this is a very, very bold claim, this is some of the screenshots that I've had from people on LinkedIn that I've seen my outreach. So I am more than qualified to tell you how to make ridiculous outreach because I have the best outreach ever. Okay, cool, let's get to it. So this outreach that we're going to talk about today is an outreach that I did for 2 8-figure founders. They are a cold email agency, and they're these 2 great guys called Penn and Felix. So the thing is, and I think we first need to think about like from a psychology perspective, okay? If you're going to sign 7, 8-figure founders, these are highly sophisticated business people. These are people that understand their market very well. They're going to know their CAC. They're going to know their LTGP. They're people that if you want to actually be able to prospect to them, then you have to go above and beyond. And that's always been my psychology when it comes to signing whales. So these 2, okay, let's actually think from their perspective, okay? Let's be an empath. Let's be an empath, okay? I learned that word when I was a date once. Let's be an empath, okay? Now, from their perspective, these guys have 40,000 followers, one of them, and the other brother has 23,000, okay? That's 60,000 followers on LinkedIn, which is a lot of followers. That is a lot of people, okay? So they're being pitched constantly. They're being hit with shit pitches constantly. So if I'm going to cut through the noise, and I have to do something ridiculous, I have to do something incredible, okay? And one of the key things that I want you to take from this video is that if you want to sign whales, you have to do something incredible. Like it's really as simple as that, because AI is making it far easier to send shitty outreach, to keep it candid. So if it's easier than ever to send shit outreach, and everybody is sending outreach to the whale because they're a whale, they're like the beautiful girl at the dance. Everybody's looking at that one person, if you get the analogy. So you got to hit them with something incredible, okay? Awesome. So this was the result of the outreach. I'm gonna break down exactly how I went about the outreach, but I was able to book a meeting with them. They reposted it to their, shouldn't even say 40,000, my maths is off, to their 60,000. He's got 40,000 himself, 60,000 followers, and I got 7 inbound leads from it, and I closed a bunch of them. So, and what was awesome is that Felix was even nice enough to talk about the outreach itself. But look, I want to break down, and then I've got even more reactions. Goodness gracious. And this on my inbound leads. All right, cool. So I want to break down exactly how I was able to do it. So there's a bunch of different strategies that I like to utilize in order to get whale clients or to be able to get their attention. Now, the 4 that I love to use are strategy docs, which is the easiest to do. You can have AI do this. The second is sending physical goods. This can be, for example, let's say somebody is a massive F1 fan. You could send them an F1 model to their house and then put in the box, I hope you love this model as much as we'd love to work with you. Let's have a chat. They're going to speak to you, obviously. The next thing that I absolutely love, and I've low-key pioneered, is super looms, where you create a movie for them, and that's what I did for these guys. And then the very last one, which, full transparency, I've never actually done, is in-person stunts, but I've seen a bunch of startups do it, and I know I could do it and book a call. So this strategy that I used in particular was a super loom, was a super video, but all 4 of them work very well. And because I want you to gain something from this, You don't have to send an effing superloom to someone. You can send a strategy doc. There are a bunch of different ways to go about it. But the key thing is, and this is almost the most important thing. It's about creativity, okay? It's about creativity, because a whale, as I said before, has been hit with crap outreach after crap outreach after crap outreach. So the most difficult part of even trying to work with them is to gain their attention, okay? You got to think about how many times they're being hit. And if you can gain their attention, then the rest of the conversation is far easier, especially if you're good at what you do and you know you can help, which is why they're a Dreamworld client in the first place. So the key thing is let creativity do the work for you. So as I said, I just gave you 4 different creative ways to go about it, but you could ask AI, you could use your brain. It doesn't matter too much, but just get creative. And as silly as this sounds, have fun with it. If you can have fun in your outreach, it will go way, way further. Being a human being is becoming more and more coveted with AI. Okay, enough of that. Let me explain this outreach. So I'm going to break it down in full. And I want you, even if you don't make like a superloom, a super video, I want you to be able to see the things that I'm doing in order to make it relevant and make it persuasive and excellent for their business. Okay, so first and foremost, you want to open with something. If you're making a super video, you want to open with something different and creative. Now, the reason why you want to open with something different and creative is that think of it as if it's short form content. Short form content. Where's my phone? Oh, it's over there. Short form content. When you're consuming on TikTok or Instagram, it's my beard comb. You'll be on your phone like this. Okay, and then the first point in a short form content is the hook. They have to stop you in your tracks. So when you're sending somebody a video, whether it's even if it's a DM, an email, a superloom video, or a physical good, the first thing you have to do is stop them in their tracks. People are busy. The 9 to 5 is busy, let alone the 7 to 8 figure founder is busy. Everybody's busy. So what you have to do is you have to make sure that you gain their attention quickly. That is absolutely pivotal, okay?
Okay, do you 3 idiots, do you guys know who these 2 are? Do you know who these people are, boy? Wait.
Okay, awesome. So what I've done there is there's a couple of hooks within the hook. So the first thing that I've done is I've opened with something aggressive of you 3 idiots. It's polarizing, okay? Then the next thing I've done is I've duplicated myself 3 times. Now, again, it's just a hook in itself, and it's a different way to be creative and have your prospect think, what is going on here, okay? As silly as this sounds, you actually want your prospect to be, I'll phrase it this, you want your prospect to be creatively confused. And what that means is that they want to be enamored by what's happening. It doesn't mean they want to be confused and then they don't know what's going on, but they want to be impressed by the visuals. They almost want to be like, what, like, whoa, there's so much going on. Because if you can put them in that state of almost confusion, like, wait, like, whoa, like all the visuals, all the different effects, all the different hooks, that will keep them watching. That will increase watch time, as silly as that sounds. Awesome. And the next thing I did is I printed their photo out. That's just, again, it's another hook, because you got to think in the first 10 seconds, they've seen their name on a 20th Century Fox logo, AI. Then they have seen me duplicated 3 times. Then they've seen their printed photo. They're like, what? Like their brain is just, their brain's just been hit with so many different hooks that they're like, wow, what's going on? I have to continue watching. It's a movie.
Before I even answer, why have you brought us all to the beach, the entire staff to the beach, and printed out copies of these people? Why have you done this? This is very, very weird. I do not understand. Whoa. This is a problem.
The rest of this, and even like the next 30 seconds is simply creating more fun. Now, this is, I think this is an important concept to go over. Outreach has become very fundamental, it's become very rigid, and it's become very robotic. And that's because robots have entered outreach. So because we have more AI in outreach, we have more technology in outreach, creativity and fun has gone down. So that's why everything feels automated, nothing feels personal, nothing feels interesting. So when you can sprinkle in a lot of fun, it, as hilarious as it sounds, will make you a lot more money. So what I'm doing in this first minute is I'm literally just having fun and I'm making them feel special. It's the same way that if you go on a date with your partner, or if you meet someone in a romantic context and then maybe you get them flowers, or let's say you've been dating for a while and you take them on a nice trip, you just make that person feel taken care of. And quite simply, that is literally what I'm doing in this first minute and a half. I'm just making them feel special. I'm making them feel taken care of. Like, that's really what I'm doing here. And the rest of the hook is just me just having fun. And that's the key thing there. There we go. So here we come to the point.
Well, we decided to do something absolutely absurd for you, creating the best outreach you've ever seen and frankly will ever see in your life.
Okay, so I personally love saying to people, this is the best outreach you've ever seen and frankly will ever see in your life. Now, number one, it's a big, bold claim, okay? It's frankly, it's confident, it's almost arrogant, okay? Now, if you can have a very big, bold claim and then you can back it up, that's awesome. The same way that in a YouTube video, people will clickbait you with the thumbnail, but then they have to back it up. I love me some Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast is the king of this. Mr. Beast will have a thumbnail of him and the train, and it'll be Mr. Beast like, and then the first shot on the video will be the train coming at him. He's created a big promise in the thumbnail and then he's fulfilled on the promise. So if your outreach is really that good, if you're really good at what you do, it's okay to have big, bold, aggressive claims. You just have to be able to back it up. If my outreach truly wasn't the best outreach I've ever seen, and I'm coming with these bold claims, it will be lame, it will be boring. So that's why I'm doing that.
Spending God knows how much time researching your content, funnel, and your ecosystem as a whole, we were able to come up with a full content plan to help you scale Stack Optimize through your content and personal brand. This entire video is me breaking down exactly how we want to help you and why we're the best people.
So this is proof, promise, plan. Now, I've learned this from Alex Hormozy. Now, the proof is damn near already in the video because of how aggressive the hook was. The promise is this is the best outreach I've ever seen. And the plan is we did tons and tons of research. We did granular research into your business and how we want to help you scale. That's the plan, proof, promise, plan. Now, that equation from Alex Hormozy is genius, is because it will keep the person that you're outreaching to, or keep your prospect engaged. Now, the thing about outreach is, and I think this is deeply misunderstood. When you're doing a piece of outreach, that person is thinking, what's in it for me? Why should I possibly care? And that's a very, very fair question that's a very, very fair question, very, very fair objection to have, because you're asking for their time, you're prospecting to them. So you need to make it relevant to them. It's all about them. It's not about you. So that's why when you're doing outreach, you can't just be like, we do this and we do this and we do. No one cares. Make it about them. So that's why I've said, I did tons of research into your business. I know the problems you have. I want to help you and I want to help you achieve this dream state. Now, this is actually poor from me. I could have easily figured out their annual recurring revenue. I've also got a lot better since I've created this outreach. But I should have also said, and we want to help you get to the 8 million ARR goal. I want to help you achieve dream state, because people only care about their state after they've gone through your transformation. So if somebody's morbidly obese, the only thing that they care about is not being morbidly obese. Nobody wants to do 5x5 periodization workouts, compound exercises. No one cares. People just want to be jacked, okay? So if you're a personal trainer, you say, I'm going to help you get jacked. If you're a dating coach, you say, I'm going to help you get more dates. If whatever it may be, it's just about the dream state. Their dream state was getting more leads from their inbound. So I should have said, we're going to drive you leads via inbound and we're going to help you get to the 8 million ARR. That's why they care about it. Cool.
For the job. And boys, if this isn't the best outreach you've ever seen in your life, me, Rosa and Riza will literally swim. In fact, we will swim back to London. Let me show you. You see that ocean right there? You see that ocean? We
Okay,
will
so-
literally swim back to London if this isn't the best outreach you've ever seen. Boys, ain't that right?
Yes.
Rosie and Reza, we spoke about earlier. We will swim back to London if this isn't the best outreach you've ever
Okay, so what I'm doing there is I'm just having fun. Honestly, I'm just having fun. And I'm just setting the present again. And I want them to have the feeling of, this is the best I've ever seen. That's literally what I'm doing. I'm literally just having fun. And and as hilarious as it sounds, because I'm having fun, they're gonna feel more special. I'm saying, this is the best I've ever seen. It's just aggressive, okay? It's confident, it's aggressive, it comes off.
seen in your life. But firstly, let's look at your current situation. You guys share some of the
Now, in sales, I'm not the world's best salesman, but in sales, it is quite simply current state, future state, and then your product or service is the gap between the two, okay? So in order to prospect effectively, you need to know the current state of your prospect, okay? If you don't know the current state and then the future state, and if you can't map that out, you shouldn't even be outreaching to them in the first place. So whenever I'm doing any form of outreach, I always start with their current state. Always start with their current state. Because there, from their current state, you can highlight problems, okay? Nobody on God's green earth is going to part with their hard-earned money if you can't explain in granular detail why they should even listen to you and why they should pay you money, okay? So it's pivotal that you go through that.
absolute best information when it comes to AI systems, GTM, and cold email. I mean, that's why you have a newsletter with over 10,000 subscribers. Stack Optimize has been signing new clients and bringing on.
Cool, and I'm just going into further detail there. But then at the end of this, you'll see what the key thing that I do is.
The big problem is that you guys have put tons of effort into your LinkedIn in short form, but haven't put the same focus into your long form. And that is a big opportunity miss.
So you can see here, what I'm doing is I'm saying, this is your current situation. You've been doing this correct. Like, it's almost like I think Hormozy or whoever calls it a shit sandwich. So like, you have good, and then you have shit, and then you have good. So I open with, you guys are smashing on LinkedIn, you're doing this. Then I say, well, this isn't that good. And then I highlight a problem, okay? Again, nobody is going to respond to your outreach. Nobody is going to do anything when it comes to your outreach unless you can highlight a real problem that's worth solving today, okay? That's another thing I had to learn. Just because you highlight a problem doesn't mean it's a problem worth solving. Every business has problems, okay? Doesn't mean that they need to solve it today. It needs to be a current, imminent problem worth attention. And I think that's why on sales calls, a lot of people will do outreach and they'll get the, oh, next quarter, oh, next week, oh, next budget. And that's because it's not a problem that's worth solving today, or in your outreach and in your sales process, you haven't created enough pain and you haven't created enough urgency for them to solve the problem today.
Time of this recording, you're only posting long form content just once a month. Now, the likely reason because of that is time. So many entrepreneurs struggle to find the time to post more content. And that's because there's so much that goes into a successful content strategy. So much so, they've even got to bring one of my dumb 3 idiot employees in. All right. No
Okay,
need
so
to
cool. What I'm doing here is, again, it's just more fun. But fun aside, the key point is that I'm handling a key objection, okay? Now, in every offer that's ever existed ever, there are going to be key objections or key things that your prospects are not going to want to do. Very, very simply. Now, I love B2C example because it's just easier to get your head around. So let's say, for example, you are a personal trainer. It's actually hilarious. You would think that I love fitness and personal training, but I actually hate it. I despise the gym, although you couldn't tell. But let's say you're a personal trainer. That personal trainer will try and sell to clients. And the clients will be like, oh, well, I don't really want to do cardio and I don't want to do this. And it's just classic objections. So what your job is as a personal trainer is to get ahead of those objections. Say, well, we're only doing 20 minutes of cardio, or we don't even do cardio because we do this workout plan instead. If you know your prospects are likely to come with the same objections every single time, then get ahead of those objections in your outreach. That's very, very, very key and important. But obviously you have to do it in a timely manner.
Your dick, fine. Video strategy, video ideas, packaging, SEO.
And here I'm just highlighting all the laborious logistical work, okay? I'm technically creating more pain because I'm saying, hey, you're doing all this stuff that you don't want to do, which is why you're never posting. Let me do it, and make your life easier, and then you can grow. That's my value proposition. All value proposition is just a fancy word for argument in a business context. Like that's all it is. Cool.
I should be recording content once a month. Yes, once a month, which is what all of our clients do. In fact, let me put this down. This is a little bit heavy. This is way heavier than I thought it would be. Look, all the biggest B2B entrepreneurs have a team.
Okay, so cool. So what I'm doing there is I am utilizing authority figures to boost my argument. Okay, so let's say, for example, let's say, for example, you have a bad habit. Okay, you have a bad habit, and then your partner or your friend says, "Well, you shouldn't do that." And then what you'll do is you'll say, "Oh, well, Elon Musk does that." You're utilizing an authority figure to support your argument. I'm just doing the exact same thing in a business context, and that works very, very well. And yeah, it smashed it.
Them scale. And on top of that, I know you guys are looking to hire a marketing manager to come in and smash it for you guys. Now, of course, you could hire in-house, but then you have to hire and train and manage and do all that.
So again, another thing that I'm doing is I am getting ahead of an objection. Now, these two gentlemen had a post out for hiring a marketing manager. Now, I didn't want to get deep into the sales conversation and be like, our marketing manager can do it. I didn't want to do that. So I want to get ahead of that problem and already get ahead of the objection. So that's why I said, yeah, you can hire a marketing manager, but then you've got to hire them and train them and manage them and they're on payroll. No, just give it to me. Give it to me. And I even say right after, you'll have a complete psychopath in myself doing a way better job. Now, the value proposition. Do you see how all this really is just handling issues and strengthening your argument. It's almost as if I'm building an essay at school. It's literally just point, proof, argument, point, proof, argument, point, proof, argument. I'm just doing it over and over and over and over and over again.
Stuff. When you could work with a specialized team that have a deep understanding of B2B and an absolute psychopath in Daniel James behind them, making sure that you get the absolute best results possible. And now you're probably thinking, okay, this sounds cool, Dan, but have you worked with B2B entrepreneurs before? I mean, what's your specialized skills? Well, boys, that is literally all we do. So let's talk long form strategy, shall we? Firstly, you could make a video.
So here, what we're doing is we're leading with value. Now, I think one of the biggest issues in the outreach or the B2B spaces is that people aren't leading with value. They're leading with almost case studies, social proof, etc. Now, social proof is extremely important when you're prospecting, but you have to be able to utilize social proof in a timely manner, okay? Now, value is also one of the other things. And here, as I'm explaining exactly what they can do to be more successful. I say, oh, you can make this video, you can do this strategy, you can do this strategy. And this is just highlighting my expertise as well. Nobody's giving you money if they don't see you as an expert. So you have to appear as an expert from the jump.
About how cold email has changed in 2026. As I'm sure you guys know, the landscape is always changing. And your ICP is going to have a lot of questions about how to get better results in 2026. Secondly, you could make a video about all the...
And here, I'm just doing more of the same, really. Okay, cool. We move forward.
Sounds great, but you're thinking, what are your results? What are your credentials? Who have you worked with? Very fair question. So my team and I have helped countless entrepreneurs.
And this is just social proof. So it's actually funny. You'll see we're 5 minutes and 54 seconds into the video, and now I'm just mentioning social proof. So that further emphasizes my point of when people open with social proof in their cold email and they immediately be like, we've worked with this person, we've done this, we've done this, we've done this. Of course, there's a time and a place to use social proof. I'm not trying to debate that. I'm doing it here myself. But if you can utilize social proof in a different part of the funnel, it can lead to even better results. Because a lot of the time, and I actually learned this from Cole Gordon, a lot of the time, you need to sell the prospect on your mechanism, on the thing you're doing, then you have to sell them on you. Social proof is selling them on you, okay? So sell them on the mechanism first. I had to first sell them on the idea of content, then now I'm selling them on the idea of me. It's a slightly different.
Scale their business through long form content and content in general. Working with the CEO of Client Ascension, the CRO of Client Ascension, beyond. My team and I will do absolutely everything required, including making the best outreach you've ever seen in your life, to make sure you win. With all that being said, send me your login details. We have got work to do. I mean, that seemed...
So, you get the idea there. the first part of the video is the hook. The second part of the video is building all the value propositions and selling the idea of making content. And then the last bit is selling the idea of me. And that structure and that theme can run through any form of outreach. Of course, maybe you don't have the hook, but it's quite simply selling them the idea and then selling them on you, okay? And if they're not sold in the idea, I promise they're never going to be sold in you. And thinking about how that can work for your outreach is so pivotal, because so many people aren't breaking things into, okay, are they even sold in the idea? Is this even something that they should care about? Is this a problem that they should actually be solving currently? These are all very, very important things which will make your outreach far, far, far better. Anyways, this is a full breakdown of how you can get 8-figure founders. However, I also taught 300 plus people how to sign clients. And if you want to be able to watch that in full and see my strategies even more depth, then watch this video here and you'll see it in full. Bye now.